and a very pleasant good Friday morning. Let's say it together, everybody. It's Friday. And good morning to you, my dear friends. You have stepped into the hottest spot in town, the Sunshine's Corner. Good morning to you. So glad to have you as always. And you know what? You know what I'm going to tell you. This is the place where we can talk about the difficult conversations and you can feel safe doing it. And as well as I always have clients on that's going to tell you the things that you need to know, how to be aware, how to do, what to do when you need it done. And I got something I want to share with you this morning because every night I'm always planning ahead to try to make it keep you into what I'm coming from, because I believe you know that I'm very much so. I try to keep you informed and I try my best to keep you inspired. So today is no different. What I want you to do is to realize to take a few moments today, step back, look in your mirror. I want you to start reevaluating you. I want you to look at yourself and reevaluate you and be honest about what you see. If there's a change that needs to be made, that's for the positive, then begin to adjust to whatever that may be and make that change. Why do I say that? Because I believe if we all come together on a positive mindset, we can do anything. Take the I out of the equation and let's talk about us. And what we're going to do today is talk with a young lady, Miss Gabrielle. She's back with Supplemental Healthcare. I really want to say to her, thank you so very much for trusting and being with me now for several months. And I just got to say, good morning, Gabrielle.
Good morning.
How are you, love?
I'm wonderful. How about you?
You're looking beautiful as always. I mean, she's camera ready. Check her out, yo. But Gabrielle, I wanted to have you back because I think it's been around April when you and I connected.
April 15th.
April 15th, yes. As a matter of fact, we connected. Mm-hmm. And when we talk about supplemental care, I want to talk to you because I really do believe, and I have been watching and we've been talking for these last several months, your business, supplemental care, is exactly what is called supplemental care. Let's refresh everybody on what it is that you do.
So we offer personal care, homemaking companionship, transportation assistance, meal reminders, meal prep, all the above.
I couldn't believe it when we were talking at one time that she would even sit there. She could play cards, man, and you even keep the manicure up.
That's correct.
And I appreciate that because you got to have, there's a certain type person,
right,
that's able to really do that and mean it from the heart. It takes a different kind of person to be able to care for a person in their time of need when they cannot do that. And to see the growth.
Yes.
She said, yes. To see the growth that's happening with you and supplemental care, I want to be the first to say, congratulations.
Thank you.
You are growing, and I'll tell you this, and I believe this, you haven't seen nothing yet. At all. How many employees do you have now?
30.
How many clients, what I'm trying to say?
So clients, I have 36 and 2 waiting to be enrolled. I have, as caregivers, employees, I have 35.
Look at that.
To be exact right now.
I mean, you see what I'm saying? It takes a special kind of person to do that, Gabrielle. And you got that special touch. You got that Midas touch. You know what I mean? But everybody, what I'm saying is to you, we try to make everything, I don't like to come at anybody in a negative way.
Right.
Everything I try to do, even though there may be a touch of negativity there, I want you to look at the positive side and everything, because it's always, it's another side to it. And when you do what you do and the way that you care, we were talking about you even getting ready, so this lets me know that you are a great employer. You got yourself lined up this weekend for giving back to your employees.
Yes.
And what you said, it's not no what? It's a what?
It's a party. Originally, it was scheduled to be a luncheon, but it's a party.
I mean, but you give it back. So therefore, you're reaching out to people that understands what it is.
Right.
And when you say party, I mean, hey guys, let me tell you what she's getting. I might put on her shirt and come to the party tomorrow. She's giving away 55-inch screen TVs. Those people, but they're really making you happy.
Right.
But giving back is the key.
That's it.
Giving back.
That's right, because a lot of the times when people work for small agencies or company, it's like you're not doing enough for other people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna always be that to give back.
Exactly.
Because without them, it's no supplemental support care. So
Girl,
I
you got
really
my
appreciate them. Yes, without them, there is no us, no me.
You see, if everybody would come to that realization, we'd be a better place.
Yeah.
Because, and I always tell people this too, don't tell me what you're not going to do. You have to do it until you own it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the fact of it is, with what you do, and I'll tell anybody, when she tell me how it is, I have 2 kids. When they grew up, that was it. I don't entertain with young people.
Right.
I don't know how to say it. I don't have that patience. Is what I'm saying. I'll come visit. I'll see you later.
Right.
I don't have that patience that you have.
Right.
I'm trying to draw the picture because you got to have patience.
And yes, you got to have patience. You got to be compassionate, and you got to love what you do.
Right.
If those, you're not going to work.
Tell me about the story you were telling me about your grandfather.
So my grandfather.
And we're going to do this because we're telling why we're saying this, how I drew it up to this to get this out.
Yes. So my grandfather passed away this past January. I brought him home from a nursing facility here locally, and I had said I was going to make sure he was taken care of until he passed away. And so he came home. He was actually wonderful, doing great. And, you know, he had middle stage dementia, Alzheimer's. Ooh. So we watched him transition and go through the ending stage and pass. So he was getting up out of bed every day, and then just one day he just started declining. He became, you know, combative,
oh,
you
really?
know, didn't want anyone to help him. And that's when we noticed he was in his end stage. When he started, he was trying to fight me, you know, but he didn't understand what was going on. He didn't know what was going on. Yeah, right. And it became to a point where, you know, the family was like, you know, this is a bit much. So it's just me, you know, a couple other people trying to help out. And it's a lot.
Right.
And so we end up getting him, you know, back into a facility. And when I tell you, I feel like that's the worst thing ever, because within those 30 days,
right.
he had declined so bad. And I believe, you know, the change of scenery, the people who you're around.
Right.
He stopped eating, he stopped drinking. He, you know, did not want to deal with. So we brought him back home again.
Oh.
And when I brought him back home, he lived for another 30 days.
Oh, wow.
But
he wanted to come home.
He wanted to come home. So we got him home. You know, his condition had changed, and he passed at home.
But look at that.
I took care of him for, you know, 2 years while running my business. He had a caregiver that we had for him, right, that worked for me. And when she leave in the evening time, I would come, my mother would come. But when he passed away, he was on hospice because he had, you know, got really sick. His dementia, he stopped eating. He, you know, your mind is not telling him to eat. And
tell him how old your grandfather was.
He was 95.
My God, what a beautiful
95
age.
years
what
old.
A beautiful life.
Yes. And so, like I said, he was on hospice, and I think he probably was on hospice for maybe a week or two. But one morning, you know, he was getting his meds rounding because he wasn't doing well. He waited for me to get there before he passed.
Oh.
So my uncle left at 6:30, but when I got there at 6:45, he took his last breath.
Look at that, he was waiting for you.
He was waiting for me.
I mean, but now, I brought that story out to tell this. If she has that compassion, and that was her loved one, that was grandfather.
Yes.
What do you think that she's going to do with your loved one?
Right.
I mean, if you understand what I'm saying.
Right.
Because it takes a special person to do
It
that.
does.
And you know, I guess I was trying to be cool
And to
there,
deal with
Joy.
people, and to deal with people with Alzheimer's dementia is very hard. You know, you don't know how to take them, especially when you don't have the experience dealing with them.
Right.
That can be mean and.
But of course.
Yeah.
I remember when my father.
Some people change to a way that you never knew existed in them, but they can't help it.
But you see, because I believe that this is also spoken in the word that you are twice a child and once an adult.
That's true.
And they go back to that childhood.
That's what he did. He went all the way back. And it goes quick sometimes. It progresses.
But you see, I'm pointing all of these points out because it takes a strong person. It takes a great person to be able to maintain, to do this every day.
Right.
And for you to be able to go out and pick the same kind of people that have that care, that's got to be a job within itself.
Right.
Because, you know, some people just want a job so they can get some money.
Right. That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
And to be honest, I'm always hiring, but the people is staying. The caregivers are staying. I'm just growing.
There you go.
So nobody never leaves.
I hear you.
Nobody never leaves.
So did you hear that growth? just expanded.
Yes.
Hats off to
So
you,
we are
girl.
always hiring because we're steady getting clients instead of growing.
And I thank God for this this union that you and I have come together, because I can remember when I was in radio, when you called me, you said, "Sunshine, I need to talk to you."
Right.
But I wouldn't. It was always something that would jump in front of it.
Right.
Months after month after month after month after month. But you see, God had it already set up.
That's right.
You don't hear me though, do you?
And it came in April.
And there you go. We got together in
right.
April. But I say that to say, if you're looking for a person that really cares, if you're looking for a person, and you can see now, we're talking about the growth that has happened with her within the last several months. So that speaks volumes within itself.
Right.
Because if you were not doing that, Gabrielle, you'd be looking at me and a decline.
Right. That's true. I think last time I had 20 people working, and I'm up to 35
Look
now.
at that. But God.
That's it. Nobody but God.
I'll tell you a little song I want to sing for you. She did a good job. But
So-
I say that to you, and I'm really talking to you. If anybody of you got questions, now remember, now you can be a part of this conversation. 850-432-7768. You can call or text, and you can talk to Gabrielle. Give her flowers while she's here. You know what I'm saying? Don't come looking. Give me my flowers now.
Right.
Call this lady and let her know how much you appreciate what she's doing.
Right.
If you see her on the street, because she's out doing this job, and this is not an 8 to 5 job.
No, it's around the clock. I think I go to sleep with it on my mind. I wake up with it on my mind. Because
Of
it's
course.
always something I got to do.
Exactly. And the way that she handles it, I think, is absolutely marvelous. And I'm proud to say, go right ahead.
Not only, I have an assistant now. So I hired her on July 1st because I managed all the caregivers and the clients up until my 31st client. And I just I need some help. So yes, I have an assistant now.
Go, girl.
That has her office there. So we now have 2 offices.
Look at God. Yeah, he's not done yet. You see what I'm saying? When you have focus, when I tell you every day, don't lose your focus. Keep your focus there and keep God first in that thing. He will do exactly what he said. We're going to be talking with Gabrielle more when we come back right after this break, so you can learn more about supplemental care and get your share right here. Sunshine's Corner on Blab TV.
Empire Truck Sales, located at 2255 West Detroit Boulevard in Pensacola, is your Freightliner, Western Star, Detroit Diesel, and Cummins dealer for Northwest Florida. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., providing sales, service, and parts. Empire Truck Sales is also your Oasis dealer for Freightliner custom chassis RV and motorhome repairs. Running I-10 will get you in.
Many who consider facial plastic surgery are concerned their results will look unnatural. But with over 20 years of serving the Pensacola community, his thousands of satisfied patients have made Dr. Derek Jones a trusted reconstructive and facial plastic surgeon known for industry-leading results that look natural. Call 850-484-FACE to schedule a consultation at one of our locations in Pensacola and Gulf Breeze.
I'm Dr. Derek Jones. Trust your face to a facial plastic surgeon.
Lloyd's Glass and Correct Calibration Services is a one-stop shop because you can come get your windshield replaced, and right behind that replacement at the same appointment, we will calibrate the cameras, and when you leave, everything's ready to go. There's no need to go to the dealership, or there's no need to come back for another appointment. We just take care of it at one time. We put the customer first, and we strive to do everything right the first time.
Lloyd's Glass and Correct Calibration Services, your one-stop shop with same-day service.
Animal Allies is looking for volunteers, and there are many ways that you can help. From taking care of cats to using your computer and social media skills, any and all assistance is greatly appreciated. We have morning and afternoon shifts every day or help at adoption events. You can even foster a kitty at home. And it counts towards community service hours for bright futures. Find Animal Allies Florida on Facebook and Instagram, or go to aaflorida.org/volunteer.
She can go.
And welcome back to the hottest spot in town. My girl Gabrielle, she's talking about the great work that's given to us from Supplemental Care. And I really want to thank her for choosing to walk with me, and we're walking together through this thing.
Yes.
We're walking through this thing together, and because it takes trust again. And that's what I mean about building trust, and that's what you've done with your clients.
That's right.
And you were telling me about the fact that even you do things how you still get out there. You work in the field. You're not taking away in it.
No, I work.
So if I'm with you. Good morning, Gabrielle. I woke up, my stomach hurt.
We're on call the client and let them know that you're not coming, and I will send someone. If I cannot, I go.
Get out.
I go. Yes.
Wow. You see what I'm saying?
not gonna
Because I would
change.
say, why didn't you call me yesterday?
Right.
You
well,
know?
it happens. They call. Stuff happens. So you just got to be there for them.
Exactly.
So yeah, I come.
And I mean, your company is a full-blown company, because you were talking about the fact here, even with the fact that you're giving back for this weekend. But when people want to get involved, to get in touch with you, to get supplemental care, to take care of their loved ones, how would they do that?
So they can contact me by phone on 1-866-563-9853. You can get us on web at www.supplementalcareservices.com.
See that? She got her stuff together, y'all. And there it is right there on the screen if you're looking for it. It's right
That's
there.
right.
So write that down so that you can get her care. But I want to say to you, Gabrielle, for what you have done, and I know there's trust in you because of the fact when you trusted me to do something.
Right.
And you knew of me, but you didn't know me.
Right.
And you said, no, do this.
Right.
I said, wow, this woman here's got to be okay. And I appreciate that. Showed me another side right there, because I wouldn't have done that. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. You said, I got this. When you get there, do this. Boom. Okay, and end.
Right.
But that's what it takes to be successful.
That's right.
That's what it takes to do with the business. Consistency works. I say that all the time. And with supplemental health care, again, I want to encourage you to please, if you need someone that's really care about your loved one, give them a try.
Call us.
Call us. Let them do what they do. And I truly can't thank you enough. If you want to leave a lasting impression on somebody's mind today about supplemental care, what would you tell them?
That we're a great company, and our caregivers go above and beyond, and we give quality care.
Say it, girl.
Quality care. So if you want the best, come over to us. But
That's right.
Yeah, we do have some great caregivers, and they really are dedicated to what they do and good at it. So,
And care about the client.
That's right. They care
That's
about
the main
their
thing.
clients.
They care about the client. And that's a great thing.
Yes.
Because I know what it takes, from top to bottom. That's from bathing,
Right.
brushing teeth, whatever.
Comb your hair.
All of that.
Everything.
That takes a strong person.
Yes,
And
it does.
but that's what God had for you to do.
That's right.
And I want to say again to you, keep doing what you're doing, ladies and gentlemen. She told me the other day, don't keep me on here the whole while. But I want her to come back to share with the audience what you've done and the growth that's happening with you in the last couple of months. And I say to you again, it's not done yet.
That's right.
But when you want somebody that's going to care for your loved one as if it's their own,
Right.
that's the greatest line I could use right there. That you need to call on people who care. And I'm not just saying
That's
that.
right.
Not because I know your father. I'm not just saying. Well, such a sweetheart of mine.
Right.
I mean, I'm not just saying that because of that.
Right.
But I'm just saying that because of what I've gotten to know with you and how I see the growth in you.
Right.
And you do exactly what you say.
I do.
I know.
try.
And how can you sum up something in a word when a person gives out like they do? And with those numbers and stats that you gave me, we have a phone call. Let's see who wants to talk to you today. And good morning.
Good morning.
How are ya?
I'm well. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic.
This is Anita.
Hi, Anita.
Hi.
Yes, ma'am. But you want to say something to Gabrielle?
Yes, because I want to give her flowers because she's doing, a lot similar to what I'm doing, and I'm trying to get where she is.
Right.
Okay.
No, that's all right.
That is.
That's
How you doing this morning?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm all right. Thank you.
All right. And thank you, Anita.
Yes. I just wanted to say congratulations to you. I want to give you your props for doing such a great job. I commend you. I know that the work can be tedious. I know that, sometimes it can get frustrating. But I know that in order to do it, just like you said, you have to have the love to to do what you do. So I want to just say thank you for doing what you do. I'm also, that's kind of what I do, same thing basically. So I just wanted to just commend you, and maybe later we can talk after the program.
Okay.
All right
Sounds
then,
good.
Anita.
Okay.
Thank you, love, and have a great day, and thank you for calling.
Okay. You too.
All right, bye-bye. You see, this is what I'm talking about. It's okay. There's enough for all of us.
That's right.
But
It is.
But do you see what she said? I saw what you do.
Right.
But I want to compliment you on what you've achieved.
Right.
And then want to collaborate with you. I mean, who knows where that can go? But it's okay. 850-432-7768. Give her flowers. Let her know that, like she said, now that's a tedious job.
It is. Very.
When she say tedious, they make you want to quit.
Yes.
You know, I mean, but that's a good thing because look what you've done with it. You laughing because you thought I was going to pull it so hard it's going to come off. No, not going to pull it hard. Not yet.
Right.
But Gabrielle, I say thank you for, let's see, we got another call. Somebody just want to talk to you, girl. Okay. You just was happening. Good morning.
Good morning, Sonshine. It is Dr. Martin. How you doing?
Hello, Dr. Martin.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
I wanted to speak to Miss Gabrielle.
Good morning. I can hear you. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Good morning to you too as well. I want to commend you and your staff on y'all efforts that y'all have provided to these families that are going through like the toughest time of their lives. And just wanted to let you know, my mother went through the same thing that you went through with my father when he when he was in that period of Alzheimer and like transgressing towards his childhood, being combative. And people do not understand that the closest one to you is the one that gets the worst of that illness.
That's true.
And I just want to let you know that I told my mom when he passed away that you can lift your head up and know that you stood by your father, by her husband.
By her husband, man, not her father.
During that period. And it was a long period of, you know, we had to put him in a nursing home, for assisted living nursing home for a little while. And then she brought him back home. And then he lived a long time with her until he passed away. And I just commend you and yourself for being that vessel that God has made for you to be that person that can help the family through that last stage of life.
Right. Thank you so much.
I mean, and Eric, thank you for sharing that, okay? Because, you know, some people don't want to share the fact that sometimes the things that they go through, but I say, if you don't talk about it, how can you get the help you need?
That's true.
You got to you got to share it with share it with somebody, because I'm sure with us, with our loved ones, I've been down that road before. He's been down that road. You've been on that, and live on. And but know that there's somebody there that's willing to help you.
Right, it is.
And supplemental care. Now I'm just hitting your name is strong. Supplemental care is there to help you. And thank you so much, Dr. Martin.
You're welcome. Happy Friday. Y'all have a blessed weekend.
You as well.
Bye-bye. Everybody, that's my good friend, Dr. Eric Martin. I tell you, he's going to put that in. He's going to tell it like it is. Because, you know, we've been through a lot together.
Right.
And I say that to say because people realize if you've had a loved one that goes through anything like that, it takes a village.
It does.
I mean, that whole house got
It took
together.
more than me, my mom and my uncle. So we all had to step in and get it done.
But guess what you did?
I did it.
You got it done, and he waited to see you before he transitioned.
That's right.
And that's a beautiful thing.
I would take him out to dinner. We was real close, you know, during the last years. So
when you said dinner, did you hear my stomach?
we was always out on the go, and then so I had to watch him,
right,
you know, completely just be a different person.
Exactly.
So
I got you. You see, I like to put laughter in everything, everybody. See, I am very transparent. There's nothing about me that's hidden. And I believe that transparency is good.
Right.
That'll cause a lot of people to smile and to relax and be able to talk to you.
That's true.
Because you're not saying, there, hello, how did you take that? No. But I say that because it's all about being real.
Right.
And when I say that I wanted you back on, when I was talking to one of my coworkers, I said I think she would be fantastic to come back because she's been there and with the growth that she's going. And I thank you for being a part with us here. I really do.
I thank you.
Because I mean, there's nothing I wouldn't do to help you because I'm growing to love you like your family, girl.
Yeah, a lot of people call and say, I seen your commercial. I'm like, yes, that was me.
That's right. And I gotta tell the story. She was like, oh God, Sunshine, how can I do that? I don't want to do this. You got this. And look at it now, it's old news.
I know.
She's got it. But I say again, Gabrielle, thank you.
Thank you for having
Continue
me.
to do. And I'm going to do all I can to continue to help.
Please do.
Because I believe in what you're doing, and I believe in a strong, a young entrepreneur, and I'll say it strongly, Black woman, stepping out, doing what she needs to do to have her own.
To get done.
And you're going to be an inspiration for somebody else.
Right.
And somebody else who may be watching this is younger. There's nothing you can't do. If you just stop and you settle, you're not moving. You're not going to do anything. Don't settle. Take that step. And look, the only way you're going to get it, you can't sit there and think it's going to come to you. You got to take another step and another step. And look what you've done. Now your assistant, next year you'll be saying, tell Sunshine I'll call her later. No, really, but continue to do what you do, and thank you for being a part of it.
Thank you.
Everybody, I know she's getting ready to get out of here, but we've had a great time with Gabrielle, and thank you for coming by, doing what you do.
No problem.
And I want to say this too. I keep thinking of other things that's in my head when I get ready to say something as for what you have done with this. When you say supplemental care, Eric said something that's truth. When his mom was trying her best to take care of it's your close loved one, your husband. You hate to see that person go through that situation, but with the caregivers that you have, obviously, you're really giving more than just my nails.
Right.
You're giving something from the heart, right? And sometimes I'm sure that you've had people that's in your family that you had to do other than your grandfather.
Right.
How do you handle that and keep that going and going and going?
You just keep going. You don't think about it. You just keep going. You got to do what
you make them comfortable. And when the fact of it is, I think back when with my father. I mean, I can remember the night I got the phone call, but there's a picture that was taken the day before. I still have that picture, but I could see it in his eyes, right? And the next day.
Right.
It was just amazing. But he had a caregiver that came to the house with him because he had been, but he refused to stay in the hospital. I mean, in a nursing home. He wanted to come home. And that's how he transitioned from home.
That's what he did too. It was probably 30 days, maybe 2 weeks he was probably home.
Yeah, because they're saying, well, he needs to go here. He said, no, my mother said, nuh-uh. You know, and when he came home to take care of him, it was okay. And I saw, okay, and it's like whatever we had to do, we did that to make sure he was comfortable doing that transition, and that's what your company does.
Right.
You know, if a person wants to get in touch with you, let's tell them how before you get out of here now, how they can get in touch with you and get that supplemental care.
You can call us at 1-866-563-9853, or you can go on the web at www.supplementalcareservices.com.
Gabrielle, thank you.
Thank you.
When you have that first bite of that sandwich tomorrow, at the party. No, we get that first salad. Say, put one to the side. I'm coming to say, here's the part time. I'm here.
I got
you. And thank you so much, my girl. And just keep doing what you're doing. And I appreciate you from the heart. I'm pretty sure you can tell that I give it to you from the heart.
Yes.
I'm straight up with you, but I ain't gonna tell you no joke. I appreciate you, okay?
Thank you.
All right, look.
I appreciate you for helping me as well.
I always will. Everybody, my girl Gabrielle with Supplemental Care. Call her today. We'll be right back with more information for you that's going to shock you right here on Sunshine's Corner. Need a new outfit for a special occasion? Look no further than Viola's Men's Apparel. Viola's has been providing the latest styles and accessories in Pensacola for over 20 years now. We have clothes for every occasion, and we offer consultations and group discounts. You can trust that our care, quality, and class will be unmatched. Viola's Men's Apparel for all of your men wear needs.
This is Wayne at Icon Automotive in Robertsdale, Alabama, and I want to tell you more about our Powertrain Warranty Forever. It comes with any vehicle we sell that has 80,000 miles or less at no additional cost to you. We put our vehicles through a tough safety and mechanical inspection before it can have the Powertrain Warranty Forever, giving you a peace of mind with your purchase. This warranty is good anywhere in the country, and it covers 100% of parts and labor with no mileage limit, and is covered as long as you own the vehicle. Come pick out your dealership car at non-dealership pricing with the Powertrain Warranty Forever at Icon Automotive.
Watch a new episode of Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m., hosted by Sergeant Melanie Peterson and David Craig. Your tips may be eligible for a cash reward, featuring items about officer training, various aspects of police work, and crime prevention information. You'll hear about upcoming family-friendly engagement events as well. Don't miss Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m.
Go back to being a kid again. Head on over to Bubba's Sweet Spot. We've got house-made caramels, fudge, pralines, marshmallows, and lots and lots and lots and lots of chocolate. Looking for more traditional candy? We've got you. Our walls are covered head to toe in all the classics, from taffy to gummies and lollipops to gumballs. And don't forget our ice cream. With endless toppings and dipped cones, we've got what you're craving. Let us take you back to a time when every problem could be solved with candy at Bubba's Sweet Spot.
Back to the hottest spot in town, your Sunshine's Corner. Great Friday that it is. And today, you know, I had two guests. And what I want to do for you today is to tell you one thing, that I am going to talk with a young man right now that went through something that I had never heard of in my life's entirety. This young man, he suffered from a stroke on his spine. Did I say that right?
Spinal stroke.
A spinal stroke. And I had never heard of that in my life because I think that is something rather different, and I convinced him through a lot of convincing to get him on to tell the story, because I believe that there's a story that should be heard from everybody, and that our Father, who is the Father,
yes,
has brought you a long way. And I want, can I say that he is in a wheelchair, but we're going to tell all about how your journey, what your journey was to get you here. Let me say this. You probably remember Papa George. He's always in my boot camp.
Yeah.
I used to call him, we started the boot camp over 15 years ago.
Right.
And, you know, with the fricker being fixed up on the inside, now I can't get on the inside. We had a couple of old members call me yesterday, Sunshine, why we were looking for you today? I said, no, baby, they got the doors closed right now. We'll be back. Dorset, good morning. I told you I'd call you when it's time to go back. But Papa George was in my class, and he was such a dedicated exercise class member. When I had extra things to do, he would always say, take on the class for me.
At that time.
At that time. But you're still doing well. But Papa George, and his name is George David, but I call him Papa George. But I want you to hear about something that really took me to another level of thinking when you had a spinal stroke.
Yes.
And you had two.
4 days apart.
4 days apart. Now, explain to the audience what happened to you, how it happened.
How it happened? Actually, I was preparing myself to go to a doctor's appointment to get a medication, a blood thinner. And I was, working out of the garage and plugged my phone up in the garage to charge. And go to the bathroom, freshen up, use the toilet, and then go to the appointment.
Right.
While on the toilet,
you had the stroke.
My legs went crazy. It felt like they were this large, on fire, and I couldn't get comfortable. So I just thought maybe if I get to the floor and stretch my legs out, they may feel better. But as I leaned down to do that, I fell to the floor.
So you had already lost the strength in your legs?
For a split second, or whatever time lapse it was all black. And then I, got myself back together, and I didn't know if I was dead or alive
Oh, so you really blacked out?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I realized I was on the floor and couldn't feel myself from here down. And I was...
was anybody at the house with you?
Home alone. Medical alert button in my drawer in my bedroom.
So you couldn't get to that?
Couldn't get to that. And being on the floor, couldn't reach the window to try to tap for help. And realizing that I couldn't move my legs, but I still had arm
Strain
movement.
in your arm. Uh-huh.
I said, well, I can't get no help laying down here. I got to get out of this bathroom.
Okay, so you were still in the bathroom?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I crawled out the back door thinking I was going to go to the garage to get my phone. And I don't know how long it took me to crawl, because it took a long time. I was skin up here from the crawl.
So this was in the morning time or at night?
This was afternoon.
Uh-oh.
This was roughly 1:30.
Really?
Because my appointment was at 2.
Okay.
And give me 15 minutes to get to the appointment. So, you know, my time, I was on schedule until I fell to the floor.
So
yeah.
when you got to the back door, I've seen, so what were you going to?
I thought I was going to be able to crawl down the steps.
Right.
And crawl to the garage.
Right.
And then I thought about it. I said, well, if I do that, I would get skin up from the steps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the concrete. And then I thought, if I made it to the garage,
right,
I wouldn't be able to reach the latch anyway to open the door. So I just laid there.
Uh-huh.
And I asked God to please send somebody to the house. Please send somebody to the house.
Right.
And I just laid there and calling for help to my neighbors. And my voice couldn't get no louder than it is now.
Really?
So, but I just kept hollering. And
how long would that span of time so far?
I have no idea. I really don't know. But my son
came by the house.
Came to the house, and him and his buddies they were on the front porch for
during the whole time this was going on.
A part of the time, I don't know how long, but he heard something coming from the backyard. You know, a sound coming from the backyard, and he came to check it out, and that's how he found me.
And that was you making the noise?
Me, crying for help, actually.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So now when you say a spinal stroke,
mm-hmm.
tell me, make me understand the spinal stroke. I know it's a spine.
A spinal stroke is, my condition was, the MRI showed that a piece of plaque from my aorta floated to my spine and cut everything off from waist down.
Build up a plaque?
Yes.
Really? So is there a way you could have prevented this? I mean, not prevented, when you say it built up, is there a way that?
Blood thinners, I was prescribed a blood thinner early on because of my aorta burst early on. And they noticed that there was still blockage in that area.
Right.
But they didn't, they wasn't concerned with that because they had to patch the hole in my aorta.
Right.
You know? And they did that. He did a wonderful job because everything checks out to the day.
I got you.
From that patch, and that was in 2018.
And I'm gonna tell you when I realized that something was wrong. I saw a picture of you, and you were in the hospital, and you had a quote on social media. He said, "Oh, and I'm sitting here with stocking zone," right? And I was like, "What's he talking about?"
Yeah.
And so you had to go to out of town for the hospital for how long?
Brooks Rehabilitation in Jacksonville. I stayed there 3 weeks.
What was the diagnosis when you found out what you had? What did they tell you?
A spinal stroke.
I mean, but about how long would it take you to, did they ever think you would walk again?
They did not think I would walk again.
Wow.
And just a couple of days ago, I actually walked a short distance with just the cane.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
And everybody, I'm telling you, he stepped up here on the stage a minute ago. Okay? I mean, I'll tell you this too.
With help.
With some help, of course. But that's the good thing. You think about that when the doctors had given you a diagnosis, but the doctor had not given the diagnosis.
Yes.
If you understand what I'm saying.
Because
the doctor.
I'm on my way to walking back again.
Oh, did the exercise working?
It's working, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
of
came to
course,
class
yeah.
one night, y'all. We was happy about to see that, and I got a
Yeah.
video of that.
And the struggle has been rough, hard, painful, because I was actually paralyzed for roughly 4 months. And
Totally paralyzed.
Totally. And once the feeling started to come back to my legs, it came back with a ton of pain. A pain that's even hard to describe, and pain that I still have today. My legs actually hurt now, but they don't hurt as much as they did before.
How was your faith in that? How was your mindset, if I could ask? Was it a difficult situation to accept because you were very active?
Yes, it's still difficult to accept.
Mm-hmm.
But early on, I had to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is what it is.
Right.
You know. And sometimes when you want sit down, God will sit you down.
Come on, tell the truth.
I'm sitting down.
That's right. Because I'll tell you, he would work 24/7. I could call if I say I did this, if I stopped by, if I did this. You were out there working. You and I call her Monster. Two the hardest working.
Sandra Simmons.
Yeah, everybody know who I'm talking about. They Monster. I mean, but Sandra, but the two of you worked so much, and he did upholstery work. And I'll say this because I knew he was always active. But when you went through this traumatic time in your life, and to see you today, that God had a plan.
Now, the sad part is that a spinal stroke is very rare.
That's what I wanted to hear, okay?
Very rare. Only accounts for 1% of all strokes. And that's less than 200,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's not a lot of people out of the 50 states or however many we have, you know. And most doctors that I've ran into during my course didn't know about a spinal stroke. The first one was at Baptist Hospital the day of the stroke.
Mm-hmm.
And he's actually the one that diagnosed me. And he had only heard of 2 other
people that had a spinal stroke.
With spinal strokes. And everybody else that I've ran to, people, nurses, doctors that have had 20, 30 years of experience in the healthcare and had never heard of a spinal stroke,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Well, how did the doctors feel that when they thought that you weren't going to walk and look at you today?
Yeah.
How do they come back?
God is good, because those doctors I don't see now because they
were downtown,
Jacksonville.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm with the VA healthcare system.
I got you, and that's not on whose phone that is. You would top your phone off.
That's not my phone. That's your phone. That's not my phone.
I got you. I mean, that you can't call my phone and talk to Papa George. You can call 850-432-7768.
Yes.
850-432-7768. And now go back to that part about that phone. I mean, not the phone. About the doctors.
They just didn't know, and that made it hard for me, because, you know, how can I be treated properly if the doctors don't know?
Right.
Because, you know, they were try this, try that. You know.
But look at you today, Papa George. Is the thing, you a vet? Look, he's got his shirt on that I am a stroke survivor.
Yes.
What is your superpower?
Yes.
I mean, I'll say that because to say that you were paralyzed, and this all transitioned between how many years? Maybe 2?
The first stroke, March 21, 2022. 4 days later, the second stroke. And that MRI showed that the spot got larger.
Where you had the first stroke?
Yes, and that's the one that really set me down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But do you hear this? I mean, this is a story. I've been wanting him to tell this story because I think it's so miraculous, and I give all praise to God because I don't care what it is if you keep God first in your life.
Amen.
Because He can do everything but fail, and I tell everybody, we never know what tomorrow holds, so don't put Him on the back burner. Put Him in the front.
That's right.
Let Him be that spy.
That's right.
To have Him first. We're going to talk more with Papa George about his journey with having a double spinal stroke. Right here, Sunshine's Corner. Feel free to call us up at 850-432. Looking to talk to you.
I just remembered it's election day. Are you going to vote?
I don't know. I don't think I'll have time today.
Millions of eligible voters in America never make it to the polls or even register to vote. When you don't vote, you're letting other people make decisions for you and pick the things your taxes will pay for. Voting is more than a civic duty. It gives you a voice about the priorities and the future of your community and our nation. Voting gives you a seat at the table.
Well, I think it's all about local, and I'm a big believer in local. So I think anytime you can carry a message out locally, it's important. And I think it's anytime the person that delivers the service can also deliver the message, which is unusual. You have the people that actually deliver the project doing the talking, and I think that's a huge difference, and really makes a huge value difference for the consumer. So I'm really just so grateful that we have this local opportunity with Blab TV. My name is Quint Studer, and I am Blab TV.
Hey fellas, my name is Daniel Denny, owner of the Men's Clinic, and if you're suffering from ED and the bedroom has become your worst nightmare, where you no longer have the self-confidence you used to have, it doesn't have to be that way. We can help. You're not alone. We have over a 90+% success ratio with our patients. I'm so confident you'll be pleased with the results that if we can help you, there's no charge for the office visit. I'll personally cover it.
Hello, my name is Eric, and this was my first visit to Little John's. The selection, the pricing here, and the customer service were outstanding. I would definitely recommend. The staff was very friendly, and they'll get you what you need.
Hi, this is John with Little John's Big and Tall here in Pensacola, Florida at 5700 North Davis Highway. Check us out at littlejohnsbigandtall.com, where we can take care of you with extra large up to 14X and large tall to 6X tall.
And welcome back to the most informative show that is on the Gulf Coast. You see, we tell about everything because I believe that you can get help from learning and sitting back and watching. I'll say this because when you talk about a stroke, that can happen to anybody.
Yes.
You don't know. But with you, Papa George, we were talking off camera about the fact that you lost a lot of muscle mass.
Yes.
What does that do? I mean, let's share with that the consequences of this stroke. But by God's grace, you're sitting in this chair.
Yes, I lost all muscle mass from waist down. And it's just like when you have a flat tire.
Blah blah blah.
You know, it's gone. You
right.
know, until you refill that tire with air. And that's what I'm going through now, trying to rebuild my muscle through exercise.
Everything it takes to build the muscle back.
Exactly.
With you, Papa George, did it affect you? And I'm going to ask this because I just want people to realize this has been a transition that you have gone through that's not been easy. Have you had to seek help to talk to somebody?
Oh, yes.
Mental health part?
Yes,
it's got to be affecting your mental.
Yeah, I mean, real bad.
What kind? I mean, really? Have you thought? How long have you been going through your therapy? I call it therapy.
Well, I've had a therapist for quite some time. I have a new one now who's very good through the VA.
Okay.
And it's been hard. I've cried a lot, to myself, with myself rather.
Really?
Because in front of my family, friends, I got to smile.
Do you feel like it's necessary to smile, or do you need to let it out?
Both.
Okay.
Both. Because you got to smile to hide the pain and the hurt and the depression, behind it all. Because now you're not the same you. You're the same you, but you can't do the things that you used to do. You can't walk something as simple as that, just walking. You can't. One of my great-grandsons said, "Papa George, you're like a toddler now, trying to walk."
Really?
I said, "You are right, man. That's how I am now, trying to walk, because I can't walk just yet, other than short distances, But even before that, the pain that I've had, I described the pain to one of the doctors as like having a baby 5 to 6 times a day.
Do you know how it is to have a baby?
I've never had a baby.
I'm telling you.
But I've been in the room a couple of times.
Right.
And seen how.
It's painful.
Yeah. And I dealt with that pain 24/7. The only time I wasn't in pain is when I was asleep.
Okay. You take sleeping pills?
Yes.
Okay.
To get away from the pain.
What would you tell somebody who's experiencing some of the things that you're experiencing now? What would you tell them how to hold on to his unchanging hand? Because sometimes, when people go through things, they want to blame
everything.
You want to blame
and
everything, everybody.
Yeah.
And sometimes people even want to blame God.
Yeah. And sometimes you have to blame yourself.
Right. But
because
go ahead.
Everything that has happened to me on the medical realm is I caused it early on.
You did? How?
Soul food.
Oh, suka now.
Number one.
Okay.
And then learning how to
maintain
eat better and maintain yourself physically.
I can see the emotions in your eyes.
Yeah.
Right now. I see the emotions in your eyes.
It hurts. It hurts.
And I feel that because the reason I'm looking at you like that, because I can really see in your eyes how it's, how it's affecting you. And I just, good morning. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to shout out to Papa George.
Yes, you talking to him right now. He can hear you.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Dad. It's your daughter. Hey, I wanted to tell my dad. Can you hear me?
Yes. Oh, two.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hey.
Hey there.
I wanted to tell you that you are very strong, and I watched you struggle with the hey, Dad. I wanted to tell you that you're very strong. We watching you go through that second stroke after I told the doctor.
Yeah, she was in the room.
Exactly.
Hey there. Yeah. And Sunshine, I actually watched my dad have a second stroke in the hospital. And when I went to get help to tell the nurses, they was like, no, he's not having a stroke, he's not having a stroke. And I seen his leg, the nerve now. And it's tense. And I seen him struggle with that pain. I didn't know how to act. And, it was something very harsh to watch. But
Lord have mercy.
After the doctor came in and spoke with him, I begged them to please give us results and let me know what happened. And that's what it was.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you know, I want to commend you for being there for him. I mean, to walk through this with him because he needed that. I commend you for that.
Yeah, thank you myself out too. Girl, you got my money.
Thank you so much, darling.
No problem. Love you, Dad.
All right, too. Love you too now.
Bye-bye. I tell you, Papa George, you can't believe that 30-minute shot by that fast, can you?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. But listen at this now. We're down to the last 2 minutes. Can you believe it?
Really?
Time goes fast when you talk about something.
Yeah.
But what I want you to do is look into that camera
Mm-hmm.
and tell everybody what it would take. And do this quick now. We got about 2 minutes. About your struggle. Just to tell them how to hold on, how to keep their faith, to keep walking.
That's it. Faith and determination. Giving up is not an option. It'll be hard, but you have to have your family, your friends, your special someone beside you. If you got that, you'll make it. But you have to do your part and trust in God. Mm-hmm. And the blame game is
over. And I want to
say,
because
if you want to blame anybody, sometimes you have to blame yourself for your medical conditions.
Well,
and that's it.
Stay away from the fried pork chop.
Exactly.
The fried pork chop, them collard greens with all. I mean, eat your collard greens, but as my mother used to call them, make them poke. Don't put them all that good stuff and make them poke. But I want to say to you, keep your faith, keep doing it, because I've watched you grow to your transition to where you are.
Yes.
And you keep going. I've always told you, I commend you with a perfect kind of love for what you've gone through and what you do. Don't stop.
Thank you.
Everybody, I tell you, today has been a day that I want to inform you of some great things. It's all dealing with your health. And I'm talking about with my girl Gabrielle with health, and my good friend Papa George talking about health and the struggles that he's come through. Leaving it as I do with you, my dear friends, every single day. No matter where you are, what you do, never ever lose your focus. Always remember to keep God first in what you do. If you handle your situation like that, I guarantee you, you'll be a total success. Until Monday at 9 o'clock, know that I love you with a perfect kind of love. Keep right on shining while I'm gone. Have a great weekend. And thank you, Papa George.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Oh.